Hey everyone, welcome to my next installment of the Age of Mythology Titans campaign, and I guess this is the last level, which is War of the Titans. And so here you have to run with minimal villagers, which is kind of annoying, but start off in Mythic Age with all the upgrades as far as I can tell, so that's kind of nice. No need to build an armory, or I think you can research some champion level units. But so the first thing I do is there are two Heka Gigantuses, and I always traitor one of them over there and just kill the other. And I get a Gaia's Forest going at that, I don't know what to call it, one of the objective points there, a tree location. So when you plant the Gaia seeds at the different spots, the enemy will automatically go attack it. So by putting that Gaia's Forest there, you can kind of block off the AI, which is a little bit cheap, but it's one way to go about this. And I'm sending Amonra and Castor over to get some relics. And so since you're pretty thin on villagers, I like to get some fishing going. And there aren't too many fish around the map, but you can kind of build some docks close by to supplement your food income. And there are a whole bunch of relics over at that spot. And there are a few guys at each objective point that you have to worry about, but I think they're just regular archers, so they're not too hard to deal with. But you'll see in a little bit my unit count gets kind of low. So right here, this is like the first attack coming in, and I traitor that other Heka Gigantus. But my numbers run pretty thin here, so I'm trying to get my heroes back to assist. I should have built more barracks, and I build more in a little bit, but just calling all units in, all the while trying to gather some resources with my villagers. But I think you only have about 6 of them, so you have to be a little bit judicious with where you use them. So now I finally get some more barracks up to bolster my army. But as soon as I activated that guy's seed power, you can see some guys went over to that right side tree or whatever grows there. And here it gets a little bit sketchy as well. My heroes start to go down, and their archers are just pummeling me, but luckily with all my barracks up, I'm able to get some guys out. Getting a couple more fishing ships going, so that way I can focus my villagers on the other resources. Come to think of it, transport ships would be pretty useful in this level, but didn't really think of it. So now I'm getting a little bit wiser and fighting over by the palace, so that way I don't get completely pummeled. A couple more towers over here would have been useful, but I think it was a little bit shorter on resources and villager working time. And sent a Cantarius hero over there to get some more relics. And I think I built a second temple there to add more space for the relics that are coming in. And there are a few good ones and a few crappy ones around the map, so you just kind of have to check it out. You don't want to prematurely call in the Gaia's seed powers, because then you'll get attacked every which way. You really want to... Oh, and that dock gets destroyed. That's a little bit annoying, but the fishing ships will redirect to the next closest one. But anyway, you don't want to call the Gaia seed powers in too quickly, because then you'll just get inundated. You want to kind of build up your army and get established before you do that. Otherwise, you'll be overrun, because as soon as the enemy destroys the trees, they'll start coming after you. So over here, there are a few archers going after that tree, but you can win the level with just one remaining, so I'm not terribly concerned. And you have line of sight to all of them, so you can call in the powers whenever you want. And it's not really worth attacking their home there. Just try to avoid it. So activate the power and immediately get those dryads and try to send them back to where I am for some extra backup. And I put some get some towers going over at that other tree area, and that's because there are a lot of gold mines over there. So that's I think what three of them. So that's one you want to definitely defend heavily. That one and the one where you start, because they're so close together. But mainly the one with the gold mines. But there's not a lot of surface area to build over there, so you'd have trouble maintaining barracks in that area. So I'm just gonna put up a bunch of towers for defense, but also just to garrison the villagers inside, so that you can escape. And now I set the power going there, and I use those dryads to try to distract some enemy guys on there that were attacking the one to the right, and just ran away from them to draw them away for a little while. But now it feels like I'm clicking on all cylinders a little bit better. Food production is good, and then I've secured those gold mines. So, and I think I have one villager permanently on wood, which was good enough. So just trying to keep the unit count up as usual. You never know when an attack's going to come in. And also now the countdown timer started for to summon Gaia, and I sent all my guys over there, and I don't know if that attack does anything. They had a whole bunch of archers and fanatics, so they probably yeah, they just pummeled me. Well, they brought in more guys, but so that was kind of a waste. Actually, that was a complete waste. I shouldn't have even bothered. The guys weren't a threat over there. It really wasn't necessary. But putting up some more houses, increase my pop, and not really necessary with the numbers that I have, but hopefully more resources come in. So now I see their markets over there, and which is a little bit funny, but small attack coming in, just trying to I can kind of swarm the archers with my Murmios and hold them off okay. And put up that Gaia Forest over there to try to keep them away from that temple a little bit, just because that would be annoying if my all my relics got ungarrisoned. But now Kronos breaks out, and he'll actually come out and start to attack you in a little bit, which is kind of annoying, but you can distract him a little bit with some heroes, which is what I do. And you get a couple Norse reinforcements, and I think another villager as well, so that's kind of nice. But fire giants are awesome, one of my favorite myth units. And I should have checked on the Ulfsarks. I wonder if you can build any more buildings with them, but I don't. I'm not sure. So here I'm using these fanatics to just distract Kronos a little bit and just set some waypoints around this little puddle to give me a few seconds to rally my guys. But they all got shredded, so now Kronos is coming after me. But you have to if you want to go distract, you have to use hero units, because they'll take less damage from the myth units like Titans. So the Carnivora and the tree are doing a good job distracting there, but I really need that gold, so that's why I'm trying to lure him away. And I put up that market there to supplement, and I sent my villagers away just because it seemed pretty sketchy. And I end up running headlong into some myth units up there. So luckily, I think I'm able to get the villagers back home. But yeah, so here comes Kronos, and there are those myth units I run into. But just gonna use these Cantarii to get Kronos away, to give myself some breathing room, and also draw him away from those villagers that are running for their lives. I always look for the temple upgrade that's your heroes slowly regenerate, and I don't think you get it in this one, but that's always convenient for the campaign levels where you tend to use a lot of heroes. And just use the fire giants and heroes to clean up these guys and make a safe escape with my villagers. And oh, it looks like, okay, Gaia was summoned. And so at that point it's pretty much over. I think, yeah, Kronos retreats, and I send in all my guys there to attack just for fun. But really you could just send Gaia in and eventually attack Kronos. So it was kind of backwards here. I should have sent my guys over to where Gaia is, and I should have sent Gaia to where my guys are to counter Kronos. But anyway, at that point the level's pretty much over, and Gaia will take Kronos out. So yeah, main thing to remember with this level is that you only need to have one tree standing at the end to summon Gaia. So You know, you don't have to go too crazy, but just try to heavily defend one or two of them, especially the one with the gold mines, so that you don't run out of gold. And usually your fishing ships don't get too harassed too much, so you can rely on them for food. And I was gonna try to skip this animation, but they force you to play it at the end, so I had to leave it in there. But so that's all for this level, and I guess that if you watched the whole playlist of videos, thank you for watching, and hope you enjoyed the series. It was a lot of fun to make, and we'll see you in the next Age of Mythology video.